Hello students, now welcome back in maths online classes, and today we are here to study the chapter polynomial. And I hope so you have completed your previous work, you have revised NCERT exercise, and you have done NCERT exam plus and all three ASM which are related to the chapter application of trigonometry. Okay, so today's new chapter is polynomial. This chapter you have already studied in class 9th, so but we will here describe all the terms whatever you have studied. Okay, so again I am telling you, keep the NCERT book and a notebook with you during attending online classes, and note it down the important point, write down the formulas and whatever important things. Okay, so this is the first session of the chapter polynomial. In chapter polynomial there are the two sessions. It means we will provide two videos to you, and this is the first session. It means this is the first video. You need to watch it and do the assessment whatever given by me. And one thing more, students are observing that many students are not attempting the assessment. That is not good. You need to attempt the assessment, then you can check how much you have prepared. So it is very important, you need to attempt the assessment. Okay, so let's start this chapter. Welcome to the lesson on the geometrical meaning of the zeros of a polynomial. So today we are going to learn this chapter. Here we will discuss define a polynomial and its basic terminology. And second thing, identify the zeros of a polynomial by plotting it on a graph. So these are the objectives. So let's take an example, 5x cube minus 2x square minus x plus 2. We can see here it is a polynomial, and a polynomial is an algebraic expression consisting of multiple terms. Here we can see four terms are there, 5x cube, 2x square, x and 2. Okay, and here the maximum power is 3. The real number that precedes the variable is called the coefficient. A polynomial involving one variable, it is known as polynomial of one variable. Here you can see only one variable and x variable, so we can write px, fx, ax, whatever we can write, because the variable is here x. So it is the polynomial of px, qx, gx, anything you can write here, because it is the value of in the term of x. And types of polynomials are there: linear polynomial, quadratic polynomial, cubic polynomial on the basis of their degree. And here the maximum degree of this polynomial is 3, so it is a cubic polynomial. Okay, and the general form of the cubic polynomial is ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d, where a, b, c and d are the real numbers and e does not equal to 0. Now one more example, px is equal to 4x plus 8. Here maximum power is 1, so it is a linear polynomial. And the standard form, a general form of a linear polynomial is ax plus b, where a and b are the real numbers and e does not equal to 0. Another example, px is equal to x square minus 4x plus 3. It is a kind of quadratic polynomial, where why? Because here maximum power is 2, so it is a quadratic polynomial. And the general form of quadratic polynomial is ax square plus bx plus c, where a, b and c are real numbers and e does not equal to 0. So it is a standard form of quadratic polynomials. Okay, so one example is given in front of you. X is equal to x square minus 4x plus 3. So let x is equal to 1, so we are putting the values and solving for 1, so we can write here p1 because now x is replaced by 1. So what is the value of p1? That is 0. Okay, it means in place of x in the given polynomial we are writing 1, so that's why we are finding 0. So p1 is equal to 0. Now we are in place of x we are writing minus 1, so we are getting the value 8. So two things are there. P1 is equal to, for polynomial x square minus 4x plus 3, p1 is equal to 0, and for p minus 1 that is 8. The value of a polynomial px when x is equal to k is a real number, is the value obtained by substituting x as k. It is denoted by pk. It means in first solution 1 is the substitute of x, and in second example minus 1 is the substitute of minus 1 is the substitute of x, and p1 is the zeros of the polynomial, because when we are putting 1 in the given polynomial, so as a solution we are getting 0. So we can see p1 is the zeros of the polynomial, and it is defined as any real value of x for which value we are getting the solution of that given polynomial is 0. Okay, now geometrical representation of the polynomial. Suppose linear polynomial is given to you, that is 4x plus 8. So we will let y is equal to 4x plus 8, and graph x axis, x dash axis, y axis and y dash axis. Here are the 4 quadrant, first, second, third and fourth. So we will put the values, we will find out the values, we will replace the x, we will substitute the x by the integers. So when we are putting minus 3 in place of x, so we are getting y is equal to minus 4, and when we are putting in place of x minus 2, so we are getting y is equal to 0. So these are the coordinate that you know. How will you find out, how will you solve this? Because many times I have taught to you, many times we have discussed this thing, that's why we are not showing the solution here. So we need to represent these coordinates on the graph. So minus 3 comma minus 4, minus 2 comma 0, and we have represented all the points. Then we need to join all the points. So we can see it is a straight line, it is a straight line, and it is intersect at x axis, it is minus 2 comma 0, and the y axis it is 0 comma 8. It means this line is intersecting x axis minus 2 comma 0 and y axis is 8 comma 0. The zeros of the polynomial 4x plus 8 is, that is minus 2, because when we will solve 4x plus 8 is equal to 0, 4x is equal to minus 8, x is equal to minus 8 upon 4, that's why it is 2. If a polynomial px intersect the x axis at k comma 0, then k is the zeros of the polynomial. It means where it is intersecting the x axis, that is the zeros of the polynomial. Simply you can say by which value we are getting the solution of that polynomial 0. So we can see it is the zeros of the polynomial. Second example for you, x square minus 4x plus 3. Same thing we need to do. We are putting the values of x and finding the values of y. So see here, y is equal to x cube minus 2x square minus x plus 2. It is the given polynomial. So when we are putting minus 1, so we are getting 0 and 0, 2, 1, 0, 2, 0 and 3, 8. These are the coordinate, and these coordinate we are representing on the graph. So here you can see we are not getting a straight line because it is a quadratic equation. And again one more example, y is equal to x square minus 4x plus 3. Again we are not getting a straight line because it is a not linear equation, it is a quadratic polynomial, it is not a linear polynomial. So the graph of a quadratic polynomial intersect the x axis at maximum of 2 points. Got it? It means if any quadratic polynomial, so when we will draw the graph of that polynomial, so it will intersect x-axis at 2 points. The shape of the parabola for quadratic polynomial is ax square plus bx plus c, where a does not equal to 0. Okay, and if a is greater than 0, then the parabola opens upwards, and if a is less than 0, then the parabola opens downwards. So two conditions are there, downwards and upwards. Okay, so and now the cubic polynomial is here, y is equal to x cube minus 2x square minus x plus 2. So it is intersect at 3 points. The graph of cubic polynomial intersect the x-axis at maximum of 3 points. A cubic polynomial has a maximum of 3 zeros, because whatever the maximum degree of that polynomial, those many zeros having that polynomial. Okay, so see the graphs in front of, two graphs are there. You can comparison both, one is for quadratic and one is for cubic polynomial. And n degree polynomial has a maximum of n0. If any polynomial that having 10 degree maximum, so those polynomial have 10 zeros. It means zeros of the polynomial is depend on the degree of the given polynomial. So what are the key points are here? The x coordinate of the point where the graph of a polynomial intersect the axis is called the zeros of the polynomial. Second point, an nth degree polynomial intersect the x-axis at a maximum of n points and therefore has a maximum of n zeros. It means whatever the maximum degree, those many zeros we will have. The shape of the graph of a quadratic polynomial is always parabola. The shape of the parabola for quadratic polynomial x square plus bx plus c, where a does not equal to 0, depends on a. Those are the two conditions, where if a is greater than 0, then the graph is a parabola that open upwards, and if a is less than 0, then the graph is a parabola that opens downwards. So these are the two conditions in the case of quadratic equation. So these are the key points. And what is the standard equation of quadratic equation? That is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. It is the standard equation of parabola. Welcome to the lesson in the relationship between zeros and coefficient of a polynomial. Now we will learn whatever the relationship between the zeros and the coefficient. So establish, now the objectives are there. Establish the relationship between the zeros and the coefficient of linear polynomials, quadratic polynomials and cubic polynomials. So now we will learn this. See the example, px is equal to 2x plus 5. It is a linear polynomial, and where 2 is the coefficient of x and 5 is a constant term. And let's find the zeros of this polynomial. It means how we can find out the zeros of the given polynomial. So a real number k is a 0 of a polynomial px if pk is equal to 0. It means if pk is equal to 0, that will be the zeros of the polynomial. So x is equal to a and px is equal to 0. So p a is equal to 0. So in place of px we can write 0. The 2a plus 5 is equal to 0, and 2a is equal to minus 5, and a is equal to minus 5.2. So it means when we will put the value in place of, when we will put the value of minus 5.2 in place of x, so we will get the px is equal to 0. Okay, and minus 5 is the coefficient constant term and 2 is the coefficient of x, you can see here. So this is the zeros of the linear polynomial. Okay, general form of a linear polynomial that I already told to you, px is equal to ax plus b, where a does not equal to 0. It is the general form of the linear polynomial. So let a be the 0 of px is equal to ax plus b, and p is equal to 0, so a into a plus b is equal to 0, and a into a, that is minus b, and you can see this is the different characters here, that is alpha. So a into alpha, that is alpha is equal to minus b upon a. So alpha is equal to minus constant term upon coefficient of x. So this is the formula to find out the zeros of the linear polynomial. Okay, so we can see there are the two more polynomials type, that is quadratic polynomials and cubic polynomials. So can you relate the zeros of quadratic and cubic polynomials with? So see here, px is equal to ax square plus bx plus c is equal c, where a does not equal to 0. So it is a kind of quadratic polynomial. So assume the zeros of px are alpha and beta. It means we are already told to you there are the two maximum degrees. So here will be there are the two zeros. So let they are alpha and beta. So factor theorem, if a zeros of a polynomial px, then x minus a is a factor of px. This is the factor theorem. If, again I am repeating it, if a is the zero of a polynomial px, so x minus a will be the factor. So px are x minus a, x minus alpha and x minus beta, because these are the zeros of the given polynomial. Okay, so we can write ax square plus bx plus c is equal to k x minus alpha and x minus beta, where k does not equal to 0. So ax square plus bx plus c is equal to, we need to multiply, so k x square minus alpha plus beta x plus alpha beta. Now we need to comparison. So we can say in place, first we have multiplied by kx square minus k alpha plus beta x plus k alpha beta. Now comparing the coefficient of the equation. So a is equal to k and minus k alpha plus beta, that is b, minus k alpha plus beta, that is b, and from the third, that is k alpha beta is equal to c. This is the third equation. Now we are dividing the equation first and second. So we will get p upon a is equal to minus k alpha plus beta. So, and when we will divide the equation first and third, so we will get c upon a, k and k cancel, and alpha beta. So two formulas are there, alpha plus beta, it means sum of zeros is equal to minus b upon k, and alpha into beta, that is c upon a. C upon a means constant term upon coefficient of x square. Now a cubic polynomial, that is px is equal to ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d, that is where a does not equal to 0. So they are the three zeros, alpha, beta and gamma. So factor theorem again says if a is the zeros of a polynomial px, so we can say x minus a is a factor of px. So on that basis, x minus alpha, x minus beta and x minus gamma are the factors of the given cubic polynomial. Again we will write in that procedure, the x cube plus bx square plus cx plus d is equal to k x minus alpha, x minus beta and x minus gamma. Again we will multiply these brackets, open we will these brackets, so we will write k same as it is, and now we will multiply these ones. So we will get x cube minus alpha plus beta plus gamma x square plus alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha x minus alpha beta gamma. So again we will do the multiply by the k to whole bracket. So k alpha plus kx cube minus k alpha plus beta plus gamma x square plus k alpha beta beta gamma plus gamma alpha x minus k alpha beta gamma. So now again we will comparing. So x cube to x cube and sum to x square and x to x and constant term to constant term. So coefficient of x cube is here a, and coefficient of x cube is here k. So a is equal to k. Second thing, coefficient of x square is here b, and to the right side coefficient of x square is k alpha plus beta plus gamma. Okay, now see third one, coefficient of x here k alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha, and here is c. Now fourth equation, constant term, that is k alpha beta gamma is equal to d. So we are getting here 4 equations. Again we will divide these equations. In that we divide the equation first and second, so we will get b upon a is equal to minus alpha plus beta plus gamma. So we will replace the minus towards right side. In that way we will get alpha plus beta plus gamma is equal to minus b upon a. Minus b up means coefficient of x square upon coefficient of x cube. So this is the formula of sum of zeros of the cubic polynomial. Got it? Now for first equation and third equation we will divide, so we will get c is equal to k alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha upon a is equal to upon k. So k and k both are cancelled, so we will get alpha plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha is equal to c upon a. It means coefficient of x upon coefficient of x cube. So it is the formula of alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha of cubic polynomial. Now we will use the equation first and fourth. We again divide the equation, so k and k cancel, so we will get here alpha beta gamma, it means product of the zeros, is equal to d upon a, where d is the constant term and a is the coefficient of x cube. Okay, so by this way we are getting the sum of zeros, that is alpha plus beta plus gamma, and again the product and sum of the zeros, that is alpha beta plus beta gamma and gamma alpha, and the product of zeros, that is alpha beta and gamma for a cubic polynomial. So by these formulas we can find out. Okay, so see here what are the key points in this video. These are here. If a is the zeros of a linear polynomial ax plus b, then alpha is equal to minus b upon a. It means minus constant term upon coefficient of x. And second point, if alpha and beta are the two zeros, so quadratic equation x square plus bx plus c. So we will find out the sum of zeros and the product of zeros. Now see whatever the recap is here. So we have find out all the formulas for the linear polynomial, quadratic polynomial and the cubic polynomial. How we will find out the sum of zeros and the product of zeros. The formulas, how we will get the formulas. Okay, so this is the procedure to find out the formulas for the polynomial. Okay students, to do the exercise which is related to these concepts and revise to the NCERT examples and complete the given assessment. Okay, thank you everyone and have a nice day.